We return to the Wild West of Blood Bowl with the continuation of the Funcy Cup 7. That's right, last time I did say 8. That was incorrect. It is actually Funcy Cup 7. Apparently I can't read Roman numerals. Or I got a little excited, Anyways, we had mentioned the Final Four. The Final Four was set. It was Johnny Mao, Mr. B, Midway, and Dungeon Master 007. That was our Final Four. The first matchup of that Final Four was Johnny Mao versus Mr. B. Amazons, Dark Elves. Batley Townswomen's Guild, Ones and Skulls. Speaking of ones and skulls, that's how this game would end, a 1 and a 0. Johnny would advance to the finals with the Batley Townswomen's Guild, and where he would meet the victor of this next matchup. That matchup would be Midway Monster against Dungeon Master 007, and that is the Wildwood Warriors, a Wood Elf team versus a Killer Kislevets, that's Kislev team. They would go head-to-head in the Final Four. Dungeon Master would give it his all, but it just wouldn't be enough as the Wildwood Warriors advanced to the finals 2-1. So, the finals are set. Johnny Mao and the Batley Townswomen's Guild versus Midway Monster and the Wildwood Warriors. That is your final. Wood Elves versus Amazon. 2 AV7 teams made it to the finals here in the GFCL, and they're going to battle it out to see who is the better AV7 Dodge team. Now, that's not enough content for an entire episode, right? No, it's not. But, as I've mentioned before, we have another competition. That is the best of the worst. 16 teams that were just not good enough to make it to the finals competition, the Funcy Cup, make it to the best of the worst. And we'll start with Total Denial, Sir Agravain versus an AI Halfling team. 1-0 was the Kimry squad beating the AI Halflings. Now, on to Rebellious University, and that is Dr. J's team against Exquisite Feast, another Halfling AI team. That would be 2-0 for Rebel U. And now, we go on down to Professionals versus Super Street Fighter Vampires. My own team versus Afro Chef's team. That would be a brutal matchup between dwarves and vampires that would result in a 2-0 victory for the dwarves. They would advance to the next round, the round of 8. Now, on down the line we have Green Dish. That is an AI Halfling squad as well against the Dead Baby Club. Dead Baby Crew. I'm sorry, that's Blake Nut 666 team, and he wins 1-0. Now, across the way, on the right side of the bracket, we have the Nose Miners against the University of Pain, and that is a 2-1 victory for the Miners. And then below them we have the Monster Rancher 2 going up against Uh-Oh, and uh-oh indeed, as they only score 1 touchdown to the 2 of Monster Rancher 2 that goes on to the round of 8. So, that's the next matchup there. And under that we have Beard Ball, coached by KO Joe, against the Mojave Deathclaws, coached by PS Flea. Beard Ball would advance here with a 2-1 victory. Now, below that, we have the Bashing Brewmasters, coached by Go Dog Sickum, against the Nightcaps, coached by Rorik Dark. That would result in a 2-0 victory for the Bashing Brewmasters, the Dwarves advancing on to the next round. So that's your round of 8, folks. Now, to sum that up, we have Total Denial against Rebellious Union. And that is Dr. J versus Sir Agravine. And that would result in a 2-1 victory to the Kimry team. The Kimry are shaping up a good run of scores here and are able to advance on to the Final Four. Now, the Professionals taking on the Dead Baby crew, me versus Blake. It was a brutal matchup. The Goblin team would end up scoring, but it wouldn't be enough as the Dwarves score 2 here and advance to the Final Four in our 2-1 win. Now, we have the Nose Miners against Monster Rancher 2. And Monster Rancher 2 would score 2 once again in a 2-0 victory, advancing to the Final Four. Now, Beardball versus the Bashing Brewmasters. 2 Smash Mouth Blood Bowl teams here. And it shows as the Brewmasters just edge out a 1-0 victory in that game, securing their Final Four position. So now the Final Four is set. Sir Agravine, Total Denial versus Daltmic and the Professionals. It was a knockout mess on the pitch that ended up with just a tiny touchdown of 1-0 in favor of the Professionals. Now, the other side of the Final Four, the Monster Ranchers 2. They've scored 2 touchdowns in their last 2 games, and they take on the Bashing Brewmasters, but they could not score even 1 touchdown in this game, as the Bashing Brewmasters score 1 touchdown and win 1-0. Both dwarf teams winning 1-0 there, and then advancing to the finals to be a dwarf-on-dwarf final where we see me coaching the Professionals against the Bashing Brewmasters. They would keep the Death Roller on the field all game, using those bribes and commanding the Bash game, but it just wouldn't be enough, and late in the game, a touchdown would go in favor of the Professionals, who would become the best of the worst for Season 7. So there you have it, folks. The finals are set for the Funcy Cup. Stay tuned for Midway versus Johnny. The commissioner could win his own league, folks. That would be amazing, and I know that's a spectacular feeling as a commissioner. So you know he's going to be looking for vengeance against Midway there. They have a little bit of a rivalry going on in MVP, and I think that's true still here in GFCL. So stay tuned, folks, for more beautiful Blood Bowl action. Have a great night.